Well, today's presentation focuses on the second Sunday of Easter, Divine Mercy Sunday, and it's about the time when Jesus appears to his disciples after he rose from the dead. In fact, two incidents are presented in this gospel presentation. So this is how the presentation will go. Obviously, you read beforehand the points for the catechist, and the materials you need are the materials of the Cenacle, minus Judas, who was not there. So we're one apostle short. And you have the risen Christ taken from the risen Christ diorama. So this is how it goes. In today's gospel, St. John recounts two moments when Jesus appeared to his disciples. And we're going to find out what happened on those two occasions. So I'm going to light my candle. The reading is from St. John. When it was evening on that day, the first day of the week, and the doors of the house where the disciples had met were locked for fear of the Jews, Jesus came and stood among them and said, "Peace be with you." After he said this, he showed them his hands and his side. The disciples rejoiced when they saw the Lord. And Jesus said to them again, "Peace be with you. As the Father has sent me, so I send you." And when he had said this, he breathed on them and said to them, "Receive the Holy Spirit. If you forgive the sins of any, they are forgiven. If you retain the sins of any, they are retained." But Thomas, one of the 12, was not with them when Jesus came. So the other disciples told him, "We've seen the Lord." But he said to them, "Unless I see the mark of the nails in his hands, and put my finger in the mark of the nails, and my hand in his side, I will not believe." Well, a week later, his disciples were again in the house, and Thomas was with them. Although the doors were shut, Jesus came and stood among them and said, "Peace be with you." And then he said to Thomas, "Put your finger here and see my hands. Reach out your hand and put it into my side. Do not doubt, but believe." And Thomas answered him, "My Lord and my God." Jesus said to him, "Have you believed because you've seen me? Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have come to believe." I wonder, I wonder why it was hard for Thomas to believe the apostles. Jesus asked Thomas to put his finger in the wounds. I wonder how Jesus knew what Thomas had said, since he did not seem to be there when Thomas reacted to the news. I wonder what might have happened and what might have been going through Thomas's mind when he actually touched the wounds of Jesus. Here's a good one. I wonder who Jesus was thinking of when he said, "Have you believed because you've seen me? Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have believed."